people have problems. People have a lot of problems with this game, and people have no problems with this game, right? A lot of people, some people are talking about, and we're just gonna go through some screenshots really quick before we get into some articles, before we get into some, we got a lot to talk about, so please stick with me. Some people have an issue with the graphics. Some people think that the graphics look a little bit too weird when it comes to the character models. And then other people are saying, nah, it's fine. Obviously, you got older, newer, right? Holy shit. That looked like a certain journalist we know. People doing comparison photos, obviously. Now, guys, I mean, it's only natural. It's only natural that this is going to happen for a game that is so old. You know what I'm saying? Like, naturally, a game this old transitioning over to modern graphics like this is going to be probably a little bit jarring. But still, I don't really see any problem with the graphics overall. I don't get it. I don't get people's complaints about that. But still, everybody's allowed their opinion. That's perfectly fine. People are saying, what the fuck is this? Yeah. This is an interesting creature. This is what happens when you try to sue people and you keep losing and you don't know when to fucking stop. You end up letting the inner ugly come out and take over, but that's okay. It is what it is. So the reason why now Cold Classic Cage needs to repent for this. Look at what Cassie found. So Cassie was playing the game, and when Cassie was playing the game, she found an NPC that a lot of people were excited to see the remaster of, which was the Adoring Fan. You guys know the Adoring Fan? So she took a screenshot of the Adoring Fan, and she posted it. So here you go.
Holy shit.
Cassie took a... Cassie's crazy, bro. I didn't like this. I thought I liked this. Holy shit. So Cassie took a picture of Endymion and put it on the Adoring Fan, which is wild. That is so wild to me. Bro, I'm telling you, it's been crazy out there in these streets, man. It's been crazy out there in these streets, what's happening, man. All it took was Oblivion to release, and everybody's fucking fighting, man. It's so crazy. Anyway. But no, seriously, so some people have issues. So you got Endymion posting the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered is already pissing people off. What the fuck did they do to him? Now, keep in mind, guys, the Adoring Fan was never meant to look normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Adoring Fans were never meant to look normal at all. I don't understand why anybody would think that this is murdering the character, to be honest with you. Because it's like, why would you think this looks... Does this look normal? Of course not. The Adoring Fan never looked normal. The Adoring Fan always looked crazy for a reason. So naturally, in more realistic graphics, he's going to look fucking weird and crazy. Oh my god, dude. Demon Carol said Bella Ramsey. Oh my god. Now I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. You need to repent. Why would you even put that in my mind right now? We just covered The Last of Us yesterday. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Oh my god, dude. Holy, I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. That's it. Game over. We need to redo this picture, but with Bella Ramsey. Somebody get on it right now. Somebody screenshot this right now and put Bella Ramsey's face on it. It needs to happen. That picture needs to exist on the internet. Holy shit, man. So yeah, people are fighting, obviously. Now, Endymion posted this, and a lot of people are obviously not agreeing. Cult Classic Cage is somebody who clearly does not agree with this. Jay Viper is harping the same thing with what you call it with Endymion. So I'm assuming he agrees. Some people are saying they like it, which I think the Khajiit look fucking awesome, to be honest with you. Although their hairstyles leave a little bit to be desired, to be honest with you, but that's whatever. Okay, so one of the main issues that people have is this right here. Okay? Now, if you guys remember the last couple of streams that we did talking about this game, I told you this shit was going to happen. I told you flat out this shit was going to happen, right? I said it was going to be either one of the following or both. I said they were either going to do body type A and B, or they were going to do pronouns, or they were going to do both, right? Come to find out, it seems like they only did body type A and B. But if you really thought that they were going to remaster this game and they weren't going to do one or the other, considering that it's fucking Microsoft, it's modern day Microsoft, and then on top of that, it was Virtuous. The company Virtuous, that is known for remastering video games, has done this before. If you really didn't think this was going to happen, I got to tell you, you should probably open your eyes a little bit. Just a little bit. So, obviously, in the original Oblivion, it was male and female. In Morrowind, obviously, it had sex. In Skyrim, it had sex. And in this game, they derped and they did body type A and B, or type 1, type 2, which is even more ridiculous. Right? So, people are not happy about it. And I understand. And I get it. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that so far, from what I understand, and again, I haven't played it yet. I have a lot of other games that I'm currently reviewing right now, and there's no way that I'm going to stop reviewing those games to play a shadow dropped game. Like, I run on a schedule, so I'm not going to fucking drop my schedule to play this game right now. So hopefully when I do get to play this game, I can find out if there's anything else wrong with it. But from what I understand right now, there's nothing else wrong with it. And I don't view this game as woke at all. I just don't. And again, we're going to run into the same situation we ran into with KCD2, but on a lighter note. But as of right now, I don't view this game as woke. I just view this as a really stupid fucking decision from a company that we all saw this coming from. Flat out, right? You could play this game and enjoy this game and also understand that body type 1 and 2 are absolutely stupid. I feel like two of these things could exist at the same time. So, everybody knows the body type 1 and 2, A and B, is fucking dumb. Everybody knows that. But this is why they are starting to shadow drop games. I really do believe that. They're starting to shadow drop games because they know that it is the inherent reaction that turns off a lot of people from potentially buying a video game. They know that the initial reaction is what drives a lot of the negativity that surrounds certain modern day video games that make decisions like this, right? So, in my opinion, from looking at this, I said what I said. Again, I don't think this game, from what I can see, is woke at all. I just think they made one stupid fucking decision that, to be honest with you, virtue signals to absolutely nobody. For me personally, I will never take this shit seriously until I am walking around in real life and I am seeing type 1 and type 2 on driver's licenses, right? Until I'm walking around and when I talk to someone and I say, hey, is that a girl or a boy? And they're like, no. They're a type 2. You know what I mean? Like, this shit doesn't happen in real life, bro. None of this shit happens in real life. This shit doesn't exist in real life. Nobody walks around and says that I'm type 1, type 2. Nobody fucking does that. You know what I mean? So, anyway, you got people, unless you're talking about diabetes, then that's something else anyway. I'm a bit of a type 2 myself. Can you imagine somebody saying that? It's fucking ridiculous. So, don't give them the idea. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, they probably already have the idea. Let's be real. I'm a bit of a, let's be different. Exactly, Scott. Let's be different. Let's be a bit of a type 3. Let's be a bit of a type 3. So listen, man. This is where voting with your wallet comes into play, right? So here we have a video game that for all intents and purposes really isn't woke. But the developers decided to do something that was obviously divisive, virtue signal based, and stupid. So now the beautiful thing is that people get to vote with their wallet. People get to vote with their wallet and they get to decide whether or not they're going to buy the game or not. Right? Which is perfectly fine. That's the beautiful thing about the capitalistic market. And at this point, it's very clear that a lot of people have chosen to buy the game. The game is massively successful, as expected. I already knew this game was going to be massively successful. We've been talking about this game for how many weeks now? I already knew this game was going to be successful from day one. I think anybody with a brain could see the attraction of a Elder Scrolls Oblivion remaster, or for really, honestly, it's a remake in my opinion, considering they have a brand new engine. They changed things, they changed the combat a little bit, they changed the leveling system, they added new dialogue, they did all kinds of things. For all intents and purposes, I'm looking at it more as a remake than a remaster, but maybe that's me, right? Maybe that's me. Now, me personally, the body type A and B thing is never going to be something, as long as that's like one of the sole things in the game, it's never going to be something that's going to make me stop playing the game. Now, things have changed a little bit for me because now I've decided to go head on into the video game review side of things. I never was doing that before, but for the last like 6 to 8 months, I've been doing that. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I want to continue doing it. So my personal opinions about the video game don't matter. All that matters is the pros and cons of the video game. That's all I want to talk about, and see what the game actually stands on its own merit. But I can understand why people may not want to buy this or support this or whatever the case would be. I get it. So I think, yeah, it is a remake. I would agree that it's a remake more than a remaster. I think choosing to call it a remaster is a poor choice of words, and it's also, I kind of feel like it opens them up a little bit, because if people really want to get pissed, and if people want to like go after them for using the word remaster when it's not a remaster, it's honestly a remake. Using the word remaster gives like the impression that for the most part the game remains unchanged. It's just going to be updated for modern graphics and whatnot. But the fact that they changed so many things, and they updated so many things, and changed mechanics, and changed the leveling system, all that stuff, it really should be called the remake at the end of the day. But you know, whatever, it is what it is at this point. So people have a big issue with this. This is one of the big topics that are happening right now. So if you look on the Elder Scrolls official, let me see if I can bring it up really quick. Give me 2 seconds. They made a post. I thought I saved it. But I might not have saved it. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. So Bethesda, right here. Bethesda Studios, they put this statement out here. So they said the following. It's been thrilling for all of us here at Bethesda to revisit a game so close to our hearts with Oblivion Remastered. When we started this project in 2021, we aimed to breathe new life into a chapter of the Elder Scrolls that set the path for so many of our games after it. We never wanted to remake it, but remaster it. But you remade it, so I don't get it. Where the original game was there as you remember playing it, but seen through today's technology. We were so fortunate to work with an unbelievable team and partners at Virtuous. Even though we had worked together before, we had never attempted something on this scale. Every piece of art, animation, special effects, and part of the world would be remastered. Some new voices would be recorded, while keeping the originals there as well. Game systems were updated to feel better in your hands. Leveling systems modified for smoother progression and balance. We looked at every part, carefully upgraded it, but most of all, we never wanted to change the core. Well, you kind of fucked up there, I would imagine. It's still a game from a previous era and should feel like one. We know many of our longtime fans will be thrilled to revisit Oblivion and the land of Cyrodiil, but there are also so many who have never played it. We can't thank you enough for all the support you have given us in our games over the years. Our hopes with the remaster is that no matter who you are, when you step out of the Imperial Sewer, you feel like you're experiencing it for the first time. We can't wait to hear about your adventures. So, listen, Bethesda, at the end of the day, again, for anybody who knew this game existed, which we all knew this game existed, and it just honestly leads me to believe that this shadow drop, all of these supposed leaks, all of this bullshit was 100% done by them as a marketing ploy. They were leaking information about this game that was directly from the trailer, mind you. The screenshots that we saw that were leaked to the press were screenshots from the actual trailer itself that was showcased that we're going to look at today. They 100% leaked all this shit themselves. This is going to be, in my opinion, the new way that they market a lot of the bigger games. They're gonna try to pretend as if, you know, it's leaking right now. Oh, drum up hype, drum up curiosity, and then out of nowhere, shadow drop the fucking game and leave nobody any time to actually have a thought before they got to buy the game or not. But listen, nobody's telling you got to buy the game day one, right? This is not like a multiplayer game where you're going to feel like you're left out if you don't buy it day one. I saw a lot of people saying they were going to wait because they want to see reviews on it, which I think that's a smart thing to do. But I said it before and I'll say it again. This video game was 100% going to have changes. I even said there might be censorship in the game. You never know. That's usually what happens with these remasters. I feel like this is obvious at this point. Anytime we get a remaster of a video game, you should understand that there is a high likelihood that there is going to be censorship, modern day bullshit, even if it's small, even if it's negligible, even if it's the shit that ultimately most people just fucking laugh at and ignore, like the body type A and B stuff. They're still going to do it. They're still going to do it no matter what. That's what they do with these remasters. They do it all the time. So anyway, the comments on this is as you'd expect, right? Every single comment is about body type A and B. Every single comment. This one, change it back to male and female. This one, change back the gender options. I'm a guy. I'm not body type 1 or 2. This one, nobody has body type 1 or 2. They are male or female. Don't care, not giving you my money. It would make sense to do Skyrim, which I'm all for, but not with the type 1, type 2 nonsense. Nice. Now change it back to male and female for the character selection. Undo this change. I was a long-time player of your games after DEI crept it. It just keeps going. Want to explain this? Why take out male and female? I'll stick to the original when I could actually play as a man. I mean, to say that they're getting cooked is an understatement. Now, this is where the conversation of, okay, so the game is doing well. We all knew the game was going to do well, right? Let's look at the game. Let me refresh. So there's 182,000 people playing this game right now concurrently. All right? 182,000 people in 32 minutes. All-time peak 32 minutes ago. 182,000 people playing this game right now. And that's with all the drama, right? That's with all the body type A and B stuff. This game is cooking. And it's exactly what we thought was going to happen. But here's the question. Could this game have potentially done 250? 260? How many people are they leaving on the table by making a decision that was so easily avoidable? But see, here's the thing. Studios like Bethesda and Microsoft especially, they already know when they have a winner. Right? They already know when they have a winner. They know that they had an easy win with Oblivion Remastered. They already knew that. They already knew that. So for them, it's like, okay, well, since we already have a winner, how much are we willing to sacrifice as long as we could do something stupid and small like the body type A and B? Because I know that there are people that skipped out on this game and are currently skipping out on this game because of the body type A and B. It's not me personally, and I'll admit that, but I understand that there's people out there that are. So it makes you wonder, like, why would you give up easy money? Why would you give up something that is so easy? It's the easiest thing to just keep it at male and female and score a huge win, bigger than what's here, right? So for me personally, this brings up the conversation that a lot of people don't want to have, which is the body type A and B thing for a lot of people is not a big deal, right? It's a big enough deal to complain about, but it's not a big enough deal to stop playing the game. Quite frankly, this is proven by a multitude of different video games that have A and B that are actually good video games. See, the A and B thing suddenly becomes not that big of a deal if the game itself is good. If the game itself is not good, then A and B suddenly becomes a huge fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? This is the distinction that needs to be known when it comes to talking about video games like this. Where you have a video game like Oblivion that obviously so many people are going to enjoy playing, so they knew for them they could sneak that shit in there, and most people were not going to care. Most people were not going to care. That's just the truth about it. Nobody wants to admit that, but that's the fucking truth about it. Right? It's the same thing with Elden Ring. Everybody, I'm telling you right now, I can say confidently that a lot of the people that are on Twitter that are currently complaining about body type A and B have Elden Ring in their libraries. I would put money on that. I would put money on that. They have Elden Ring in their libraries. I would put money on that right now. Not everybody, but I would say a good amount of them have Elden Ring in their libraries. right? Because Elden Ring does the same exact thing. Elden Ring does A and B, but Elden Ring is a fantastic game, so nobody fucking cares. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it all depends on the actual game. And I've always looked at each game by a case-by-case basis. And I understand not many people do that, which is why sometimes people disagree with me on certain games, and sometimes they don't. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. But nobody ever had a problem with Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Nobody ever thought this game was going to be woke. And so this kind of brings us to the next topic of the conversation, which is the conversation that's happening on Twitter. People are trying to say that there was a boycott from the anti-woke. How the fuck is there a boycott from the anti? Like, where did that narrative even come from? Where did that narrative even come from that there was a boycott against Elder Scrolls Oblivion? Because I saw people saying, like, I saw like Fratanga saying, oh, this boycott's going really well. Who said there was a boycott? I'm never, like, what? The game, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Let me see. Hold, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Because they're all like, all it takes is one or two big accounts to talk about boycott, and then suddenly everybody in their mother are fucking like saying, oh, there's a boycott, there's a boycott. Nobody said there was a boycott ever. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Jesus Christ, man. I can't find his fucking account. Did he block me or something? Let me see. Oh, because he changed his name. That's right. He changed his name. That's right. All right. So, let's see. Scroll down. Did he delete it? He might have deleted it. He might have deleted it. He had. Oh, here we go. Nope, he didn't delete it. Okay, here we go. So, for Tanga, and again, I don't know how Fratanga's posts just show up on my page sometimes. I guess it's because occasionally, like, I wished him happy birthday that one time. I gave him like $100 super chat because I was just trying to be nice. Fratanga says, look like anti-workers are failing to boycott another game. Who said that, brother? Like, I would really like to know who said that, because the only ones who would ever even say that, you are giving way too much ammo. You are giving way too much thought to these fucking losers like JDA and Your Torch Gaming. You're giving way too much to them, bro. Those people do not speak for anybody. You're going to have the JDA, the fucking John F. Trench. You're going to have the Yorch Torch. They're all going to get on this game and they're going to be like, oh, it's non-binary gamers. Are you with me? Gamers, says the fucking balding 40-year-olds who don't fucking play video games. Gamers, are you with me? You're giving all of them, like, you're giving the entire conversation around gaming to those three fucking losers. When you say stuff like this, bro, nobody called for a boycott on this game. There ain't no fucking boycott on this game. This game got shadow dropped, my guy. You know what I'm saying? This game got shadow dropped. There's no boycott on a shadow dropped game. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Stop giving them so much like their conversation. Those people need to be ignored, flat out. Because here's the problem that's happening in Gamergate right now, or Gamergate 2, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Here's the problem that's happening right now. There are people within this space that have completely co-opted the conversation. I actually ended up comparing it to the LGB movement. So many years ago, the LGB movement was something that a lot of people stood behind because all they wanted, right, was to get have equal rights under marriage. That's how it started. And then the fucking T's came along, the TQRS, all this other nonsense. And then those people co-opted the LGB movement and turned it what it is into today, right? It's the same thing that's happening with Gamergate 2, where Gamergate 2 started as something that was good. The conversation was happening, change was happening, and then it's been co-opted by these fucking losers who are trying to pretend as if they're totally the anti-woke for the gamer side. They're totally for that, right? Your JDAs, your George Torches, your John F. Trent, all these fucking people trying to desperately to pretend as if they're totally for the gamers when they're not. So the entire thing has been corrupted. And then what makes me upset, and again, I have no issues with Fratanga. I barely watch his content. I'll jump into his stream every now and then because I thought it was funny when he was talking about Sun Grand Studios. But ultimately, I have no issues with him. I don't care. My thing is, though, I hate when he does this because you are giving so much, and I don't know if it's because you hate the anti-woke. I have no idea. But you're giving so much, like, what word am I looking for? You're giving so much validity to what these people are saying. You're making everybody think, like, how many views does this have? This has 22,000 views. You got 22,000 views, 22,000 people thinking that there is a boycott being called in this game, but nobody called a boycott on this game whatsoever. The only people that called the boycott on this game are the fucking losers that called the boycott on Doom the Dark Ages. You know what I'm saying? Like Doom the Dark Ages is being called woke by the same people that are calling for a supposed boycott on Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Don't give these people any fucking ammo, bro. Don't give these people any sort of validity. They have zero validity whatsoever. They barely have an audience. And unfortunately, when you talk about shit like this, it unfortunately just leads to more validity to what they're supposedly saying. Again, nobody called for a boycott at all. Stop using George Torch. Stop using Fandom Pulse. Stop using all this shit. They are basically the right-wing version of Kotaku. That is actually what they are. If you were to look at their website and genuinely take in the information, especially now more than ever, back in the day, they were able to mask it. Now that JDA has done the fusion dance with fucking John F. Trent and George Torch, now it's just the Kotaku version of the right wing. So I hate this shit, man, because again, Fratanga tries to say that he's this centrist, whatever the fuck. He wants all the ideologies out in gaming. Great, so do I. So do I. So stop giving them so much fucking validity. Stop giving these losers so much validity. There's no boycott happening on this game right now. Zero boycott happening on this game right now. Anyway, so that's just my personal take on that. And again, I have zero issues with Fratanga. He already knows that. We've spoken a couple of times already. Now let's talk about this. So there is a mod, okay? There is a mod that was available on Nexus Mods to turn the game back to male and female, which we all knew that was coming. You knew that. I knew that. We all knew that, right? Guess what? It's already been banned. It's already been banned. It's already been banned. These ideological psychopaths over at Nexus Mods have already banned the fucking mod within like minutes. Within minutes. This is why I keep telling people, stop using Nexus Mods. Stop. Stop using Nexus Mods. Go use DEG Mods. There are other modding websites that are available that are much better than Nexus Mods. They won't ban shit based off of ideology. Stop. Nexus Mods banned this faster than some of the other mods they banned. Gee, I wonder why. It's almost as if their moderators were probably on high alert for any mod that was coming out for Oblivion Remastered. Probably, right? Like, we all knew this was coming. We even made the joke the other day. We made the joke the other day that Nexus Mods was going to ban shit like this. We already knew that. They were waiting for it. They were waiting for it. So stop using Nexus Mods, please. I beg of you. They fucking suck, okay? They suck. Go use other modding websites. DEG Mods is one of them. I know DEG Mods, they commented on a couple of my videos back when the whole Nexus Mods things blew up with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So, again, please stop using them. All right, let's we're gonna catch up on super chats quickly, and then we're gonna get into the next bit of news. So we got Maximus for 189. Why'd you change the McRib music? You know what's crazy, man? I stream every day. Every day. Like literally every day, nonstop. Well, I wouldn't say nonstop, but you get what I'm saying. I stream every day, and there's people that still don't know some of the lore of this channel. It's so frustrating. So ever since I got banned on YouTube for 7 days, I rebranded the entire stream. I changed it from StreamYards to OBS. I did everything under the sun to ensure that the stream was going to be copyright free and issue free. So that's why the music was changed. The music was changed because the majority of my intro songs and the majority of my clips was all copyrighted. And I was tired of getting a copyright, situation every single stream. So that's why I changed it. I changed it so I don't have to deal with that fucking nonsense anymore. It's very annoying to deal with that every stream. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, man. Thank you so much for the 199. We got Saiyan Wizard with a 5. Body type isn't a deal breaker, but should be called out when it happens because it's those little things that got us here. I agree with this. My thing is, like, you can call it out, right? You can call it out, but see, the thing is, people aren't just calling it out. People are, like, losing their shit over it. But you could call it out and still think the game is a good game, right? You could be objective and say, listen, this is a really stupid fucking decision. Nobody in their right mind calls themselves Type 1 and Type 2. Your game is great otherwise, but this really kind of puts a little bit of a damper on it. Would you think you could possibly change it? If not, it's not a deal breaker. I get it, but, like, what the fuck is the point of this? You could call it out 100%. There's nothing wrong with calling it out. Thank you for the 5. We got Dark Obsidian with 499. Thank you for posting my reply on X. Oh, no problem. Was that you? I didn't even realize that was you. Shout out to you, man. We got Chief Daniel with a 10. Fuck Microsoft. Also, Expedition 33 has the potential to be the next Final Fantasy. I haven't been this excited for a new IP in some time. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Expedition 33. I'm excited. Can't wait. Obviously, that's going to be the next game that we review on Griffcast. Currently, we're doing First Berserker. But, yeah, we'll see. Thank you so much for the 10. So we got Miss Sparkles for 2 months. It says, the adoring fan is adorable. Can I keep him? Sure. Chat, are you being evil little monsters as usual? Hypno, can we get a body pillow? No. A sexy body pillow? No. No. Absolutely not. Thank you so much, Miss Sparkles, for the 2 months. Chaz Dragoon for a 5. Idea. Somehow get the industry to use 0 and 1 for body type. Now it's binary again. I mean, it's binary now. You choose between A and B. That's binary. Choose between male and female. That's binary. Like, it's still binary now just because it's not 0 and 1. But I get what you're saying. That would be pretty funny. We got Silent the Lich with a ARS 100. 2025, gamers keep paying the hype tax. Then go Pikachu face when played. No corporal deserves the benefit of the doubt. Stop being the battered wife in the story. Hey, but this is what I keep telling people, man. I keep telling people that you should wait for reviews, right? There's very little reason, considering the insane backlog that most people have, there's very little reason to be diving into a video game day one. Now, I understand as a remaster, there is already a pre-built-in fan base for that particular game, so it's a little bit different. People are hyped that played the original Oblivion, so perhaps they thought remaster, ooh, can't wait, let's get into it day one. I get that, but most games out there will have, no reason for you to want to buy it day one. You could just wait for a review and see what people are saying, Kira says, I disagree. You either stand for something or you stand for nothing. Any game that doesn't use male and female option is instantly a non-play for me and an automatic crap game. See, I don't agree with that at all, because the world is not black and white. Like, the world is literally not black and white. The world is very gray. So if you're going to say that every single game is an immediately automatic crap game, if it uses type A and B, then you're saying games like Elden Ring are crap. You're saying all of these games that use type A and type B that actually ended up being good games are completely crap. And I can understand from an ideological standpoint to say that, but yeah, I'm not going to deal in absolutes like that. The world is not black and white. The world is very gray. War Maniac says India is very brown. Oh my God. India is very brown. That's great. That is great. Chaotic says, did you just say my hair is gray? Sure. Kira says stand for something. Again, Kira, like what do you want from me? You want like, I don't understand. Stand for what? I stand for myself, and I've told you many times, and many other people many times, and we're gonna have this conversation again. I look at video games objectively. I take my personal opinions out of it. I only focus on, when I do my game reviews, I focus on what's good about the game, what's bad about the game, and what's ugly about the game. That's really it. Because truthfully, at the end of the day, there is no transparency in gaming, unfortunately. There's zero transparency in gaming. Zero. Absolutely zero. So nobody's going to know what's in the game. How did you find out what's in the game? Because somebody played it. You know what I mean? Somebody played it. Somebody played the game, posted a screenshot. If everybody didn't play the game, you wouldn't even know what's in it. So somebody's got to do it, right? So it's a little bit different from my standpoint versus just an average consumer. If I was an average consumer, I wouldn't be buying this game day one at all. And I've said that about a lot of different video games. I would have never bought fucking South at Midnight. None of that shit. Sergeant Sapien says, I love you, Hypno. You're level-headed, except about devs with tattoos. I did. I don't care about tattoos. Oh, my God. Anyway, let's keep going. Hold on. We got... Oh, Saw on the Lich. Thank you again for the ARS 100. Diz a Jizz for 9 months. I tagged you in X. Meet adorable fan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got? Let's see. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, dude. Holy shit. Fucking A, bro.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. This is the most cursed image that I've ever seen in my life. Holy shit. Holy shit. That is like literal nightmare fuel. Do you understand? Like, that is literal nightmare fuel. Oh my God, bro. Wow. All right. All right. It's official. It is it is it is alive. It is alive. Wow. Wow. Hey, but the eyes are a little bit too close. You gotta separate the eyes a little bit. Separate the eyes. Separate the eyes. If you separate the eyes just a little bit, that's fine. That's fine. Holy shit, man. You guys are insane. That was funny. That was funny. Shout out to you. Holy crap, dude. Thank you, Diz the Jizz. We got Accident Seller with an NOK 50. I ordered vintage Playboy issues from eBay. Can't wait to check out those body type 2s. Those vagina havers. As a type 1 person, I can appreciate it. See, listen, that's the kind of language we need to have. That's the kind of, if we're going to take this serious, that's the kind of language you need to have. Peaches and Cream with a 5. Hey, Poppy, those hands are still looking a bit white. No, they're not. No, they're not. You downloaded the brown skin DLC yet? By the way, the last couple of videos, I don't even think I've shown my hands, so they are not looking white at all. Scooby Pup becomes a member all on her own. Shout out to Scooby Pup. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We got Accident Seller with an NOK 20. I could be your body type 2, baby. Wow. This is what we're at. Peaches and Cream with the 10 membership banger. Shout out to Peaches and Cream for the 10 membership banger. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Accident Seller with an NOK 50. People like me that mostly play ROMs, emulators, and 90s games win out yet again against wokeism, but also against greedy prices these days. Feels great. Actually, so can we talk about that? Can we talk about the pricing of this game? Because it actually brings up an interesting conversation. So you have Nintendo. Nintendo's out here charging $70 for a base game of an 8-year-old video game. They're not even giving you the DLC. They're charging you $20 for the DLC. So $90 for the entire experience of an 8-year-old video game. Elder Scrolls comes out and remasters the entire video game. They add dialogue, they add a whole bunch of things, and for the deluxe edition, with all of the DLC, they charge you $59.99. Don't you think that's a little bit insane? Don't you think that's, like, kind of fucking wild? You know what I mean? I just think that that's actually insane. But that's also, like, kind of expected from Nintendo, let's be real. But that kind of brings up the whole conversation of, like, wow, that's a little ridiculous. But thank you so much, Accident Teller. I appreciate the NOK50. Then we got Scooby Pup for a 5. Got a new Bigot Army hairstyle next to my name, I see. Yeah! You are officially a Super Saiyan 3. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. That is awesome. And then we got James Op for a 2. The body types are backwards in this game. 1 equals female, 2 equals male. Weren't we talking about that the other day? Weren't we talking about that the other day when we were saying it's only a matter of time before they are going to switch body type 1 from being male to female because they want the women to be first? It's only a matter of time. And that's exactly what they did, which is hilarious, by the way. So body type 1 is female now, and body type 2 is male. Goes to show. Allison Blunderland for a $20 banger. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, Allison Blunderland. She says, hail, sorry I'm late. Just got off from playing Oblivion Remaster. You and everybody else, apparently. Having trouble with the goldfish. Quest in that I can't find the 7th fish. Wonder if locations change. Spent an entire in-game night and still can't find it. Maybe they did. Who knows? But shout out to you for the 20. I appreciate you. I hope you're enjoying the game. That'll be great. All right. So let's go back really quick. And then we're going to get into the trailer. So again, the game is doing fine. Let's refresh. All right, this is pretty much where it's probably going to peak for the night. So it's at 182,298. Chances are the number's going to pass 200,000 over the weekend. Most likely, I got to imagine. Not bad for a game that was shadow dropped. It's the number 1 in the top sellers. You got 460,000 people watching this game in a 24-hour peak, which is amazing. And the game's doing very well. So aside from the body type A and B stuff, people are praising the game for the most part. I haven't heard any issues. The game looks like it's getting review hit pretty hard right now. I gotta imagine that's probably because of the body type A and B stuff, but I guess time will tell. But here's one interesting part of the conversation that I want to talk about before we go into the trailer, because we're going to watch the trailer together. So if you guys remember, there was a video game that came out recently, which was Avowed, by the way. So Avowed came out recently, and the game completely tanked, right? The game tanked majorly, and the reason why it tanked is because they said, well, it's a Game Pass game. It's a Game Pass game, Game Pass game. Everybody knows Game Pass games don't do well on Steam. That's what they said, right? Well, I mean, this is a Game Pass game. This is a Game Pass game with no marketing. Shadow dropped. It's at 182,000 all-time concurrent players right now. Avowed, from a known studio, Obsidian, 19,198 concurrent players, completely dead, right? So I've always said for the longest time that Game Pass is an excuse for bad video games to pretend like they're doing well. It happens all the time. South of Midnight is another example. South of Midnight, Game Pass game. 1,438 all-time concurrent. These games are objectively bad games, right? And there are people out there that want to use Game Pass as an excuse as to why these games did not perform well on Steam. But I'm going to tell you flat out, like I say all the time, the Steam numbers don't lie. People try to make it seem as if the Steam numbers don't matter, but the Steam numbers absolutely do matter. They're not the end-all, be-all, but you can gauge the interest that players have in owning the product based off of Steam numbers. They're the only numbers we have. Everybody else hides their numbers because they're not proud of them. So that's basically what it is. They're not proud of them, and they're trying to push all the numbers into their subscription services, whatever that may be. Right? So This game, a Game Pass game, tanked. This game is more of a better comparison. I'm not even going to bother comparing South to Midnight. That's not a fair comparison. The fair comparison is a literal clone of Avowed. Same style gameplay. This game has the same potential fan base, right? It's the same potential fan base as Oblivion. This game did 19,000. Oblivion Shadow dropped at 182,000 and climbing. So I'm going to say the same thing that I say all the time. If people want to take the game home and they want to buy your game, they will, regardless of whether or not it's on Game Pass or not. It doesn't matter. Good video games are going to be purchased and they're going to be taken home. This is the truth. And Oblivion proves it. There are other video games that prove it too, like Stalker 2, for example, but they're going to be taken home regardless of being on Game Pass or not. All Game Pass does is allow people to say, you know what? That game's not worth me buying. Looks like shit. I'll just rent it. Because that's really what it is. Game Pass is renting video games. That's all it is. So, shout out to Oblivion for proving yet again that Game Pass, is not a good excuse for bad video games and why they do bad on Steam. Especially when they're day one releases on Steam, mind you. What's Veilguard's current numbers? I could look. Let me see. 1,053. With a 24-hour peak of 1,472 and an all-time peak of 89,418. But you know what's crazy about this? Veilguard hit an all-time peak of 89,000 and it fell so fucking fast. People did not want to stick around to play the game. They didn't care. I'm sure if you look at the achievements, if you look at the achievements, look. The game had, 12 chapters? Or 14 chapters? Look, only 33% of players finished the game. 33% of all the people who purchased Dragon Age Veilguard on Steam finished the game. Part 14 is the last chapter. So, goes to show that most people didn't stick around. It had a really high initial number, and then people just left. They didn't care. That's basically it. Okay. So now we are going to get into the trailer.